All right, so I am out, done eating. It's quite dark now. My fat ass threw down in there. Probably going to need an enema. Oh man, all right, let's hit these lights, make sure they stay on. I wanted to update, I don't know how you guys make fucking videos with your phone. This is so difficult. All right, forgive me for the noise from the traffic. If I covered the microphone just now, I apologize. But I don't have my camera with me. Anyway, I wanted to update you guys on what's been going on. I've been disactive, unactive, whatever you want to call it, for like 100 days, something like that. I think that was the last video that I put up, which was lying about e-cigs. Now, before we get started here, everyone that follows me on Facebook already knows this because I came out about it. I didn't come out. Let me just go ahead and rephrase that. I made a statement sharing with the people that follow me. So I want to do that here. You know, I want to do that here. I want to stay real on this channel and include a little bit of my personal life because, I mean, that's, you know, Steam is just a persona. That's just my nickname in the vape community, but Clayton is the person that is behind all that. So anyway, for those of you that have been really supportive the last few days since I've made that post, I love you. Mad fucking respect, man. I did not realize that that many people are going through what I'm going through. So, with that being said, those of you that don't support me and those of you that want to judge me, you can get out of here now. I really don't care what you think. A friend of mine, a really close friend of mine here recently told me, dude, you got to stop caring what people think about you. And she was completely right. She was completely right. When it all comes down to, is this is a community, you know, and with me personally, I've adapted this outlook. You know, if 10% of people like me, and 10% don't know how they feel about me, and 80% fucking hate me, I'm cool with that because I still have 10% real people, you know what I'm saying? 10% of people that are keeping it real. All right, so we all have problems, right? My whole life I've been battling with mental illness. You know, I was diagnosed with bipolar, manic depressive, and ADHD early on, and then eventually oppositional defiant disorder. So, and this problem that I am battling now has been going on for, I don't know, since I was about 14 probably. Excuse me, maybe a little bit later than that, but it's typical for people who have bipolar and people that deal with mental issues and stuff like that. So those, I'm just giving you a little bit of personal info and insight to what my life is and who I am. So despite all of those problems, I was doing okay. Go to about 2004, and I was going through some issues with my ex-wife, the then mother of my 13-year-old. I have 3 daughters, by the way, but the mother of my 13-year-old and me were going through some things, pretty serious things, and I turned somewhere that I shouldn't have for comfort. I went on a binge. You know, my family and my close friends were using methamphetamines in my area, and peer pressure, trust for it being family, and just needing comfort. You know, I gave it a try, and I fell hard. I went on a 4-month binge. I ended up in the ER, or the ICU rather, because I overdosed, and I spent 4 days in there. You know, I nearly died. And then I did 7.5 years in prison. So for those of you that don't know that about me, you know that now. So I got out nearly 5 years ago, and let me just take a vape real quick. Okay, so I got out nearly 5 years ago, started vaping nearly 4 years ago. Things were going great. You know, I was loving what I was doing. I started doing this online thing, and I fell in love with it. Fell in love with the community, you know, fell in love with the fellowship that we have online. You know, despite all the flaws and the drama that sometimes comes along with it, I'm not going to go too much into details because I'm not the kind of person that wants to blame fingers, you know, point I can't speak tonight. Point fingers at people when the fingers should be pointed at me. And I went through some traumatic events a couple years ago that I didn't know how to deal with. I really still don't know how to deal with. But I've been in counseling here recently. I relapsed, but to give you a little bit of insight, when those traumatic events occurred, I turned to drinking, thinking that's not a drug. You know, that's sold everywhere. They're in ABC stores, it's in grocery stores, convenience stores. You can find alcohol everywhere, right? So I figured, what's it hurting? Well, as an addict, I can tell you that alcohol is not something you need. Okay, so if you're going through something similar and you think that alcohol is helping you, get some help, bro. You gotta stop drinking. You gotta talk to somebody. You gotta be honest with yourself, okay? Because you could end up being in a position similar to what I am. I just have come to the realization that when it comes to substances, that's my weakness. And that's just a fact of life there. So I started drinking. 1 drink was not enough. 5 drinks, not enough. 10 drinks, not enough. Liquor, bottles of it was not enough. Everclear was not enough, which is what it ultimately led to. And now I have issues with my stomach. Complete side note here, but you know, I've been going to the hospital doing dye tests and all that stuff. They think something's wrong with my liver. That's the effects of using substances. But you go back to March of this year, and I was actually getting ready to shoot the Ventilate Virginia program video that is here on the channel. And if you go back and watch it, you can kind of tell that that's not me. It's just not me. You know, going forth from that day, pretty much I wasn't myself entirely on this channel. And you might be able to tell that with the quality of the video. You might be able to tell that with my conduct, the way I speak. Because I'm typically a very well-spoken person. When I'm sober, you can kind of tell sometimes when I'm not, you know. I've got 100 days under my belt right now, so don't think I'm doing anything now. I was drugged, I was out of energy, I was not efficient in what I was trying to do. And you know, that was to keep deadlines, keep with deadlines, stay on top of projects, you know, be there for the family and be there for you guys and for the channel and the companies that I had made relationships with. All of that stuff became to be a little bit too much on me. It came to be a little too much on me. And a buddy of mine, at least someone I thought was my buddy at the time, gave me an Adderall. Now, for those of you that don't know what that is a study drug. It's called a study drug because it helps people focus. And it's supposed to be good for people that are on ADHD and stuff like that. But it is an amphetamine. And because my weakness was methamphetamine, instantly, zing, it hit my brain, and my brain was like, oh yeah, baby, I gotta have more. So, of course, just like the alcohol, 1 was not enough, 5 was not enough, and then eventually I was full blown. But it did get to a point where I had to have beers and things like that through the day because my head was just banging. So I ended up crashing. I did not overdose this time, thank God. But I did check myself into detox here at the University of Virginia for 7 days. And then I went to a treatment center for 90 days. I'm still nowhere near strong enough. I don't think I ever will be. Part of the reason I think I relapsed was because I thought that I had beaten the addiction. Don't ever think that. If you're an addict, don't think that you can beat the addiction. It just doesn't happen. Your chemistry is your chemistry. You know, you can do as many flushes, or you can juice, or you can cleanse your system. You can do whatever you want. Your chemistry is going to remain your chemistry. Your best option, which is what I'm doing now, is to get on medication and go to meetings. That's exactly what I'm doing now. You know, they have me in IOP Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, which in the medical field, that is an acronym for intensive outpatient. So I go 3 hours a day, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And then Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, I go to a program called On Our Own. It is a 12 steps program pretty much, but that's 1.5 hours each night. And it really helps, man. It really helps. And I'm not giving up the fight. I've got my gloves on. I'm gonna continue fighting. But because I love you guys, and I consider this community family, and you know, this is my channel, and you guys are subscribed, I figured I'd go ahead and let you know why I have not been present, and I've been inactive. I'm working hard right now to come back and be stronger than ever, but it's a process, you know. Like I said, I'm not pointing fingers at anyone. I did experience some serious pain, and some shame and rejection, some betrayal. It hit hard, really hard, and I lost a couple of family members, permanently lost family members, and now I'm probably losing my family. Yeah, that's the reality of the situation. But I'm gonna keep fighting, you know, because that's who I am, that's what I do. I can get knocked down 7 times, but I'm gonna get up 8. So I wanted to include you guys in on that and give you a little bit of encouragement. If you are going through something similar to what I'm going through, please feel free to message me. I would love to talk to you about it, man. I just don't want to see anybody go down the road that I've gone down. And life is too precious. It's too important, you know. Sometimes we get weak, you know, and in weak moments we do stupid things. So like I said before, those of you that have been supportive and those of you that have shown me nothing but love, I'm gonna pray for you and support you and give you nothing but love. I look forward to bringing great recipes to the channel again, some great content, much better looking than what you see here. This is really low quality. Probably should have used my note for this, but I'm using the Pixel, whatever. Hopefully it came across and you guys got the message. I just wanted to include you guys on what has been going on and what is going to continue going on going forward. Just know that I'm an addict. This is Clayton speaking, and Steam, same person. Just letting you know that I'm a human, you know, and for those of you that have supported me, I love you. For those of you that won't, and those of you that want to judge me, that's okay. You know, you're welcome to your own opinions and beliefs, but this is the reality of life. You know, we fall, we stumble. It's what we do. But one thing I love about the vape community is it's full of people who love people. You know, that's why we do what we do. That's why we spread the word of vaping, is to save lives. So, you know, maybe there's an addict out there that is subscribed to this channel that needs to hear what I've been saying. Hopefully so. And you can turn back without crashing. That's all I care about. So until next time, guys, I love you. Stay elevated, and Cloud salute. Things are going to be okay. All right? Rock on, guys.